Hello and welcome back to the Vintage Unicorn Beauty Makeup and Etc. I am so excited to announce my new series, which has been in the making for quite a while. This is going to be, and I anticipate a little bit of a reaction to this, I am going to be taking it from me to Katz Von D. So I am going to be analyzing certain aspects of her fashion, her lifestyle, and her entire being, and compare them to me. What changes am I willing to make, and which changes am I not? The idea for this video came about, well, gosh, several months ago when I was trying to find some clothing that was similar to Katz Von D's style, and I found that there was no definitive answer online as to what style Katz Von D had. She is such a style icon to me, and many of her personal beliefs align with mine as well, and many of them do not. So we'll talk about that more. But while I was looking around, I realized Katz Von D is so expressive through everything she does. She has an arts background, and it really shows in the way she carries herself and the way she lives her life. So analyzing the different aspects, this video today is going to be about makeup and about some of the changes I've had to make to my makeup routine, as well as my face to carry this off. I want to be very clear that I am maintaining my own personal identity while becoming closer with the ideals, style, and personality of Katz Von D. So maintaining myself and not blurring those lines. There are certain lines that I absolutely will not cross, and other ones which I was a little bit more lenient to cross. And one of those, the most obvious, has been my eyebrows. Looking at Katz Von D's facial structure and the way that we do our makeup, it's pretty similar, considering that I kind of learned to do my makeup through watching Katz Von D tutorials, etc., and she's always been a style icon of mine. However, I noticed that the way that her face is angled, her eyebrows angled up at least 6 degrees more than mine, and that's for me actually plotting her face. So I have actually plucked this latter half of my eyebrow, and that's something that I'm willing to change because I'm actually loving how my eyebrows look right now. They are not fully clean underneath. There are a few hairs that linger, but I am loving this look. It has opened my eye up. I have this much more eye space to work with along my eye, and that's really going to be important. I want to be expressive in my own way. I want to discuss one of the most integral differences. Let me just move this back a little. One of the most integral differences between Katz Von D and myself, of course, what Katz Von D is known for is tattoos. I am in my mid-20s and do not have any tattoos, and that is a big thing that I am not willing to change. The reason that I don't have tattoos is because of my spiritual and religious convictions, which I am not willing to drop. Sorry, I'm having trouble getting the camera angle because this dress is beautiful, but like at this angle it makes it look like I just go poof. But anyway, another notable stance, probably the most notable that is going to take effect, is makeup. Looking around, the majority of my makeup collection is Katz Von D, so it ticks both the boxes for being cruelty-free and animal-friendly, not testing on animals. A couple of the notable ones that have to go, MAC and L'Oreal. I only use a few products from each, most notably the Fix Plus by MAC and the L'Oreal root spray that I use to cover up my roots. So today I used regular old eyeshadow. Now, that is something that I am totally willing to do, and I actually researched the majority of my makeup to determine which ones I could keep and which ones are not falling into the from me to Katz Von D veneer. I am not wearing a wig today. I actually styled my own hair after one of Katz Von D's kind of iconic messy styles, which I just adapted for my own hair. One difference, of course, is the wonderful pompadour, which is something that is distinctly me. I haven't seen Katz Von D do that very many times, but maintaining my hair black is something that's difficult. So I have mixed a whole bunch of Arctic Fox with a whole bunch of conditioner, vegan and cruelty-free conditioner, so that I can keep up my hair and not have to worry about using root touch-up spray. So again, digging beneath the more superficial, I want to discuss some of the things that Katz Von D is more notably known for recently, which would be the anti-vax stance. Now, I was born in South Africa. I wish I had had the opportunity to be fully vaccinated, and I wasn't. However, I am not a parent. So while I am vaccinated, the anti-vax stance, regardless of my opinion of it now, I am not a mother. I cannot begin to judge or decide what Katz Von D should do with her child and her life, and her child's life as one being at this moment. So the anti-vax stance isn't going to affect this. My position on it may, though I will regardless maintain the Emma position that coming from a country that is a first world country, which is actually a third world country, South Africa, I wish I had had the opportunity to be vaccinated. And in adult life, there are some issues that I face that way. Such things as chicken pox and stuff. I will never have that 100% immunity towards, and my stance on it is your child, like I said. However, it becomes the community when that child is around other children. So that's something that I'm not a parent, I can't weigh in on it, but I can say that everything that I am leaning towards says that I should be pro-vax. Again, I'm not a mother. Painstakingly looking through my makeup collection, obviously Kat Von D is the largest presence in my makeup collection. However, I do have other brands. So I actually researched every single brand that I have to determine which meet the criteria of vegan and cruelty-free. A lot of my items may be cruelty-free but are not vegan and may have a vegan-friendly range, such as Anastasia Beverly Hills, which is not vegan but is cruelty-free and has a vegan-friendly range. Same with Morphe, cruelty-free with a vegan-friendly range. The majority of the products I'm going to be using for my face, that includes face wash, that includes even hair care, are going to be 100% vegan. Some of them are going to be cruelty-free manufacturers with vegan lines. Now, as far as my diet goes, I am definitely working to get fitter so that I can kind of model some of the styles that I've been gathering, all of which, and this is the other thing, it's Kat Von D, from me to Kat Von D on a budget, right? Kat Von D is a luxury queen, and while I may be wearing the DeAndre dress today, I cannot afford to wear a DeAndre dress every day or some of the lavish clothing that Kat Von D wears. So I found some really nice inexpensive alternatives, and I will be showing that both in my makeup and in my clothing, as well as in the dietary lifestyle that I am beginning to adopt. Like I said, I am a vegetarian. I eat very little, if any, meat, and when I do, it's fish. So I'm going to be cutting the fish out. The only thing I cannot entirely cut out at this time is utilizing certain dairies as a supplement to my proteins. So the eggs are gonna stay for now, and I'm never gonna be one of those crazy vegans who's like, you're a murderer, but that's just something that I can't let go of right now. This is about style, fashion, and embracing a spirit. One of the most beautiful, endearing things about Kat Von D to me is that she is in recovery and I'm in recovery. Were this someone who is not in recovery, that would be non-negotiable. That is one of the most important aspects of my life. It is what I have formed my career around. It is the only reason I have a life to this day, and that is something I am completely unwilling to compromise. Kat Von D has been clean for, I believe, 9 years. I have been clean coming up on 6 years already, so that is something that I will not have to compromise, and that is beautiful. So I'm not going to do something crazy like get plastic surgery to look like Kat Von D. I feel like the majority of what I'm trying to accomplish, I can accomplish through makeup. Will I look entirely like her? No. But I think the eyebrow has done a lot to help. Now, she has a much softer jawline than I do, and she has a smaller nose. She also has a darker complexion than I do, and she comes from a Latina background, whereas I have a Russian kind of mixing pot background. And that's beautiful. That diversity is beautiful. So let's get into the makeup, and I am going to see if I can completely transform my eyes into Kat Von D's. Obviously, another big thing is going to be my eye color. Kat Von D has gorgeous chocolate brown eyes, whereas I have gray eyes. Now, I'm not going to put on contacts, it's just something that I thought would be worth mentioning. So to begin, I am going to be utilizing the, again, Juno & Co. primer, which has really become a favorite of mine. It is not tested on animals and has a silicone base. Now, while their line is not vegan, this product is. So I'm going to pat that in along the eye and just blend it out. I would love it if I had some high voltage primer, but man, that stuff is hard to get a hold of, and because it hasn't been made in so long, that is one of the Kat Von D vintage kind of items that I will not buy. It's not something that I need in my collection. It is a function item, so if I don't have it to use, then I'm not going to use it. I am going to be on the lookout for a new eye primer that is vegan, and that brings me to another interesting point. I've talked about this a lot on my channel, and that is Jeffree Star. I have a lot of Jeffree Star makeup. I really like a lot of his products, and I'm gonna keep them. They tick all the boxes. They are cruelty-free, they are vegan, and they really keep with the aesthetic quite nicely. However, there is that like little tension. That's not my tension though. This is from me to Kat Von D. I don't have a beef with Jeffree Star, so I'm maintaining his products in my collection. For my first look, I've been looking at a lot of pictures of Kat Von D, and it looks like she wears a very similar look quite often. She does go really crazy, and I'm going to try some of those too, but her basic eye concept is very similar to mine, and obviously I think that's because I've learned to do my makeup and modeled it a lot after her techniques. So she likes to elongate and lift the eye. Now, having gotten rid of, goodbye eyebrow, rest in peace, this portion of my eyebrow, you can see where there's some that decided that it wanted to stay. I have an extra amount of space to really lift that eye, and I'm going to do Kat Von D's classic shade and light eye contouring using her eye contour brush and her matte shade and light palette, digging into the first shade, which is going to be the white in the very middle, which is named Celios. Celios. Now, this is not going to be a step-for-step Kat Von D tutorial like you'd find on her channel. I'm adapting it from me. So taking the wider end of the brush, I'm going to pat this in the inner corner and also fill in this area right here. Oh, I need to learn to utilize these new eyebrows. They are so stark, and I just want to really make sure that they pop. Now, because it's a little higher up, it's also an area that is not used to taking makeup. I'm going to need to add a little bit of extra, and I might have to go in and get rid of those little hairs. Next thing I'm going to do, again with the same butt end of the brush, I'm going to dip into my transition shade right here in the middle, which is, this is hard to read upside down, Lazarus. So, and I'm going to bounce that in my crease and start elongating that eye. Now, Kat Von D's technique is going to be a little bit different. I notice she likes to begin blowing out immediately. However, when I'm using a really round domed brush like this, I like to start by building in the outside of my crease. I don't really like to have makeup beyond this line right here because my goal is to separate and lift and whiten. So I'm going to blend that and continue adding that depth to the crease. This is a super easy look. Kat Von D utilizes what she calls an invisible line using the pencil side of the brush in that color Lazarus, and she draws it where she wants her wing to begin. So there's an invisible line beginning to lift that eye. Taking that wider side of the brush just to add that extra bit of intensity, going into the shade Liberatus, and again focusing that very clearly on my outer corner. Blending, blending, blending. I have 4 feisty cats in the room with me that are like hell-bent on tearing down my lighting and everything. So there may be a Siamese up on the table very soon, which is another thing that I love about Kat Von D. She has the coolest cat. That cat Piaf, the kind of bald cat. I'm not sure what breed he is, but he is beautiful. I have 2 black cats, a Siamese, and a orange tabby kitten. This is a step that Kat Von D may not take when she's doing this classic eye that she does, but because I have blue eyes, I want them to stand out. So I'm going to utilize a little bit of a warmer brown in the equation. I'm going to use this little copper guy right here called Lucius. Isn't that what I said the white was? No, Celios. Celios is the white, Lucius is the red tone. I'm going to begin to implement that into this overall blend just by kind of pressing it in there so it's there, but it's a little bit elusive. I just want it to be there enough that I have a little bit of an extra color to the blend. Now that it's there in a little bit of an absentia, I'm going to roll the brush, the I guess light end of the brush, and blend it in so that there's just that extra hint of a red to warm up my eye and bring that color accentuation in while maintaining that contoured shape. So this is going to be a lot more blending, and I just want it to be there enough that it shows. An invisible line actually really helped. It kept everything in like what I call an ice cream scoop kind of shape, which is awesome. Now it's time to go in with the blackest of the black, the central shade, which is Shax, this black right here. And I'm going to roll my pencil brush in it so it's nice and coated because I need to get a really dark line in my little outer corner and along my lash line. So I'm going to press that side of the brush that I rolled and start feathering it up. This is going to take some time. I get a little bit nervous when I'm blending black shadows when they're not the main event. So I just want that to begin to trail off into that invisible line. And then leave him alone. Kitties are playing. Okay, I'm sorry, that's horrible. Break up a little bit of a cat fight. Anyway, I have applied that black all through my crease, along my lash line, along my lower lash line, and I have adjusted for symmetry on both sides. All right, so I want to take a moment to discuss insecurities, which is a great thing to discuss since I'm about to do my eyeliner. I want to talk about One of the main things in this I guess series and this little moment in my life is the style aspect. If you Google, like Katz Von D style, you're gonna get so many different links to so many different strange websites. There was an article written by, a blogger who lived as Katz Von D, and the only clothing she really referenced was the dietary line, and then a couple others have mentioned things like the Creepsville necklace, etc. So what I did was I looked at some pictures of Katz Von D and actually determined what is she wearing at its core. Is that a black batwing? She wears a lot of batwing and dolman sleeve tops, a lot of vegan leather leggings. So that is what I focused on when I was getting my Katz Von D haul. It's not all here yet, but when it is, I will be kind of displaying it, modeling it, and discussing the prices that I paid. One of the tops I got, which looks identical to a top that Katz Von D was wearing, was $6. So just because she dresses like a luxury, beautiful gothic queen doesn't mean you can't replicate that for a reasonable price. All right, so I want to take a moment to discuss insecurities, which is a great thing to discuss since I'm about to do my eyeliner. I want to talk about one of the main things in this I guess series and this little moment in my life is the style aspect. If you Google, like Katz Von D style, you're gonna get so many different links to so many different strange websites. There was an article written by, a blogger who lived as Katz Von D, and the only clothing she really referenced was the dietary line, and then a couple others have mentioned things like the Creepsville necklace, etc. So what I did was I looked at some pictures of Katz Von D and actually determined what is she wearing at its core. Is that a black batwing? She wears a lot of batwing and dolman sleeve tops, a lot of vegan leather leggings. So that is what I focused on when I was getting my Katz Von D haul. It's not all here yet, but when it is, I will be kind of displaying it, modeling it, and discussing the prices that I paid. One of the tops I got, which looks identical to a top that Katz Von D was wearing, was $6. So just because she dresses like a luxury, beautiful gothic queen doesn't mean you can't replicate that for a reasonable price. I will also be doing the same with makeup. Of course, we know Katz Von D is pretty pricey, but there are gonna be definite dupes that you can use. Not really dupes, but just alternatives that tick the boxes of cruelty-free and vegan. Most notably, Wet n Wild is a big one. Saucebox is gonna be another one that I will be utilizing just to show a less expensive alternative to the makeup aspect of Katz Von D. So I'm gonna go in with my lash liner, and I can't believe I'm actually gonna do this live. Let me grab my beauty blender. Where are you, beauty blender? Where did you go? Okay, so this is one thing I've learned to do. I have been pulling my lash line down with my beauty blender and flat pressing this little doe foot in my waterline. It presents the most stark, amazing, opaque darkness in that waterline, and it lasts. I like to get a little bit in this inner corner here too, and then I will hold that open for just a moment. Look at me. And that way I don't have that finger mark, and I didn't have to pull my eye crazy. So on the other eye, I will show I'm just laying that applicator absolutely flat. I do wipe off excess so that there's literally just the amount that is on the doe foot applicator. I will say this stuff can burn a little bit if you get it too far in your eye. However, overall, it is a very comfortable wear. It's just a little bit of a weird application at first. I cannot live without this though. No matter what I'm wearing, I am using the lash liner. I'm so pumped for the ink liner to come out, the inkwell liner, I'm sorry, because the dagger is great. It's a little difficult to use if I'm honest. I like drawing the line with it, however, filling that line is a little bit different. And the tattoo liner is, I don't want to have to switch between two liners, so I'm going to use the dagger liner today, and I'm going to do my cat eye, my Katz Von D cat eye. So I always like to clean off the bristles, that's why I keep this card. So I have it nice and flat and clean now, and with the furrowed side pointing inward to my eye like a calligraphy brush, I'm going to take it up along that invisible line that I drew in, straight up. And then on the other eye, I like to match both eyes' lines first. I'm going to be drawing straight up. Katz Von D tends to go a little bit more out. However, because my eyes are rounder and a little bit wider, or a little bit taller, I want to say, I want that width and dimension. So I'm utilizing the black liner to add that darkness in the outer corner to illuminate the space in the inner corner. To contour my nose, I use the Fenty Beauty Matchstick. Fenty Beauty as a line is not vegan, however they have a vegan-friendly range, within which is the Fenty Matchstick, which I found in a really cool article. In fact, I will link below if you would like all of the information about which brands are vegan, have a vegan range, and most importantly to me is the cruelty-free aspect. Testing on animals is something that is not cool. Generally, items that come from overseas, particularly China, and MAC is definitely one that you can count on to not be cruelty-free. Those are products that I'm going to completely eliminate from my repertoire. Last two things are going to be lips and cheeks. Now, Kat Von D's signature lip is that Lolita dusty nude kind of rose, and I don't have Lolita in a liquid lip, but I do have the Lime Crime Matte Velveteen in Buffy, which I'm going to use to kind of synthesize that. And for my cheeks, I'm going to use Pura Vida in Kat Von D's Face Shaping Blush. I'm going to do a very little light dusting of Kat Von D's Mist. Oh, I love that kind of lavender in it. Oh, I need more, I'm sorry. That is just so lovely. It's so refreshing, and you can really feel it setting your makeup without getting it like super, like, I don't know, crunchy or dry. For my lashes, I'm going to use one of Kat Von D's favorite brands, which is Ash Lash, 100% vegan and cruelty-free. And I'm going to use the style Marilyn. So I'm going to apply those, and then we'll get back with some final thoughts. Now that my lashes are in place, let's do some final thoughts. This outfit is actually one of my outfits where I replicated a Kat Von D look for less than $100. I got this dress, which is the dietary Genevieve long dress, which has this like beautiful shearing, and it's just so comfortable, oh my gosh. And I got it on pre-sale, so I got it for $55. This necklace I got from Creepsville, and it was $9.99 with a promo code. Other than that, I am wearing my boots, my classic Rocket Dog boots, which were only $30 on Poshmark. So let's add that up. 55 and 30 is 85 and $9.99, puts me at $5 less. So what can I add to that? I'm thinking like of some accessory or something. Maybe some earrings, but you know what? I think we'll just say that this is a nice, calm outfit. Stockings! I gotta have some stockings, right? So maybe some dollar store 99 cents, something like that. Black fishnet, or I don't know, just ribbed stockings to really get that kind of cool little gothic aesthetic. So I'm really loving this idea of a series, maintaining my own identity while kind of gravitating towards some of Kat Von D's really just super endearing and gorgeous traits, particularly her makeup, her style, and some of her attitudes, you know, and maintaining, of course, my own recovery in the process. I am loving this idea. I hope you guys are too. I will be demoing all of the outfits that I got, and one at a time I'll be doing some makeup looks. This one was super easy, with the exception of the eyebrows. I will do a tutorial on this, but you know, I'm still kind of learning how to do it. She doesn't do the blocky eyebrow that I do, so I actually had to do the whole, you know, gradient brow in the beginning. I used some eyeshadow, then filled it in with the Kat Von D 24 Hour in black. So, hope you guys enjoyed this. This is going to be the first in a very long series of the From Me to Kat Von D kind of idea. And please let me know below what you think of this. You know, is this a cool thing? Is this something that's a little silly? Is this something that is very not cool? I am very eager to hear your thoughts on it, and I would like to assure everybody that I'm going to be remaining Emma. This is simply for entertainment and stylistic purposes. So I will see you in the next video, and until then, I hope you have a wonderful day.